What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Track Talk Podcast. We are your hosts, Emma and Hannah. Oh my gosh, this is episode 6 of season 2 already, which for me is crazy because...
You thought it was episode 4.
I thought it was episode 4. We are flying by. This season is approaching so fast. DTS 3 is going to be out, or 3. DTS 6 is going to be out soon.
100 Days to Indy.
100 Days to Indy season 2 that nobody knew was coming.
I'm so happy it's coming. It's not like the best introduction to IndyCar, but it's still a really good way to get to know some of these drivers a bit. So, and it's not like we talked about this before. It's not like a whole season kind of thing.
No.
They literally recap the 100 days leading up to the Indy 500.
Yeah.
So it's accurate to the day.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. I mean, the first season, like we said, was like, we're getting a feel for it, but I think they like probably did learn a lot from how the first season went. And I hope, you know what? I'm kind of disappointed that David didn't tell us this was coming.
Yeah, what the hell? That's kind of rude. I wonder what drivers are going to be mostly featured.
Okay, who was last year again?
It was Pato, Newgarden.
Christian
Lundgaard had like a bit of a moment. I know that.
But Scott Dixon wasn't last year, right?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Okay.
I watched it when it was out, and that was it.
I know.
Then, but
okay, well, if he was, I mean, it's Scott Dixon this year for sure.
Pillow was in it last year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not that all the drivers are in it. It's just who they feature.
Yeah.
So if we don't see David Malukas,
we gotta.
We have. I feel like we would, because this is his first season in the era McLaren, which is already a huge team. Pato is already featured.
Yeah.
So I feel like he's got to have something.
I don't know, man. Rossi's good TV.
Rossi is actually great. Did you see my background? It's him with the thumbs up. I don't know if you guys can see that, but like it just kills me.
So there's 3 Arrow McLaren drivers, okay? 2 of them are David Malukas and Pato O'Ward, both of which are frequent crush trackers. And we decided that our phone background was going to be Alexander Rossi.
Yeah, because...
That's hilarious. No, I know.
It's great. It's so good.
It's
he saw my story. He didn't like it, though.
Did he see it? I was wondering, because we don't usually, like, interact with him on social media, but you did at him on the story. So I was like, oh, I wonder if he's going to see your response.
He saw it. He didn't like it. He didn't comment on it, but it's
fine.
I
mean, you know what? I don't actually expect much else from him, to be honest with you. Okay. He did go on Girls Just Want to F1. Mm-hmm. And his interview was good. I listened to it. It was good. Yeah, he's
funny. Guy. He's a funny guy. Yeah, shout out Aaron McLaren and all of their
whole team.
They like the social media, the digital team, like they are really working with content creators and smaller, quote unquote, smaller podcasts. I mean, Pato was on Red Flags, and that's a pretty big podcast,
but he was also on For the Girls.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it's a bigger podcast, yeah, for sure. But I thought that, you know, with Pato, they were going to like keep him just for like shows like Red Flags or whatnot.
No, they are setting their drivers out to be on all podcasts.
I love
it. I love it.
Yeah, the whole team they've always been very gracious to us. So yeah, another thank you to everyone over there. We sincerely appreciate everything that they've done for us and we hope to continue to kind of work with them in the future.
Moving on to, I want to do Crush Tracker.
Oh, we are doing this early this week.
Yeah, because I need you to see who's on my Crush.
I did walk in and have a very specific request for your Crush Tracker, so this makes sense. Now there's 4, you can't see it, but there's 4 pieces of paper with tape stuck to the back of them face down on the table here. The Crush Tracker only has 3 spaces.
That's correct.
Okay, so I'm listening. I'm sad.
You're sad?
Sad.
You're sad. I was like, why are you sad? Because we didn't do Crush Tracker last week, and if I had, he would have been up there.
Okay.
So
we have an alternate first.
No, this is for third.
Okay, we have an alternate third.
There's 2 third places this week.
Okay.
So for third place, we have Lando Norris and also David Malukas.
Okay.
They're sharing third.
Okay. Who would have been there last week?
Last week, I don't know, but David would have been first last week.
Okay.
Because he was on our episode.
He was on our show. Yeah.
But unfortunately not this week. But Lando, with his helmet and all those Polaroid drops, he remembered his password to lando.jpg, so he was posting some stuff again. And it was just like, this is the good content that we need. And also, I love his helmet.
Yeah, I like his helmet a lot.
It's so good.
Yeah.
And shout out David for being on the podcast, so I can't not
just honestly giggling with us for an hour, because
thank you.
I don't think the 3 of us put together a coherent sentence the entire time.
Nope, not at all. Second place, I feel like you're gonna be disappointed.
Okay.
But Pato is second. He's not first.
Oh, I am disappointed. All the New York Fashion Week content we've been getting from Pato, all for a second place. I have high hopes for number 1. If it's Lance, I might burn the studio.
Lance did. Was in a video. It was like an NFL kind of teaser video.
He was?
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
I saw it. It was really cute.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
He's not first though. First place. I don't know where this photo come from. All I saw was fan behavior post it.
Okay.
And I was obsessed.
It's Danny Rick.
It's Danny Rick.
Oh. Yeah, I did see them post that.
I don't know where this photo came from.
This is a tough week for Crush Tracker Pato. If you're out there, just know all your Fashion Week content so good. You probably would have been number one, but yeah.
Yeah. It's this photo. It's Dan. If you're listening, not watching, Danny Rick. I didn't know. He's just so hot. I don't know. There's just something about a man putting his racing suit on that.
If I had a Crush Tracker, he would be my number, maybe 1, maybe 2 this week. But
I know it would have been. Content was really, really good, and I was fighting with myself for it.
It wouldn't have been this though. It would have been the video of Josh Allen holding Danny in the air to get him off the stage. Yeah, that would have been my number 1.
That was also a good one. The Danny content this week. I don't know where this photo came from. Yeah, it's not like he posted it.
Almost is it?
V Carb didn't post it. Do you think it's Photoshopped?
I don't know. Like,
that's a lot of abs.
Look, I have been duped by Photoshop one time on this show. That's all I need to be duped by. So I'm not going to comment on that picture.
Look at his arms. Anyway,
you got to stop.
That's Crush Tracker.
Okay, going back for a sec. We recorded last Sunday as we normally do, but Monday was the Grammys.
Yeah. And
the Tortured Poets department.
Oh, I was waiting for Rep Taylor's version.
As we all were.
Yeah.
So you're disappointed?
Yes. I'm actually very disappointed. This has nothing to do with motorsports for a second. I love Lover, that album. I got really, really into it in the last year and a bit. But I've always liked the song London Boy. Mm-hmm. I'm also obsessed with London.
Yeah.
And
So Long London's gonna hurt your
heart.
So
Long London is going to ruin me.
Yeah.
She can't destroy that city for me before I even get there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't want to listen to it. I'm going to.
You're going to.
But I'm excited for it. I was just waiting for Rep, and I don't need to be turned off by the idea of London.
Yeah.
So
I understand.
Thank you.
Your sentiment on the matter, but I for one will take a new album any day. It's really funny because
I want Rep Taylor's version.
I love my Cameron very, very much. We've been together for a very long time, but sometimes I wish I could relate to the breakup albums. You know what I mean? Like, I have nothing.
Did you call him Cameron?
I call him Cam, but
you just called him Cameron.
I did.
Though. That's weird.
My mom and my grandma call him that, but I call. I mean, if I'm mad at him, yeah, fair. It's Cameron. But no, normally he's just Cam. It's but it is. I've never been able for the past. So we've been together 6 years since 2017. That's how many albums since then?
A lot.
That's 5 albums. 5 new albums. So Lover, Folklore, Evermore, Midnights, and then this will be number 5. Like new albums.
And you got vault songs as well.
And there's vault songs as well. I haven't been able to relate to any of it.
I love that for you. I listened to Foolish One the other day. Cried. I was like, wow, this song was written for me.
Wait, well, she did write a song for you, When Emma Falls in Love.
Hasn't happened yet. So, can't relate to that one.
You know what song's true about me? The Man.
The Man.
It's my Instagram bio. My Instagram bio is I'd be the man.
That's what, yeah.
Actually, just a funny little, I asked Cam one time, I was like, if I was a man, do you think I'd be the man? He's like, what do you want me to say right now? You want me to tell you you'd be an awesome dude?
Like, yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my God.
Anyways.
We're getting sidetracked.
My Taylor Swift outfit this year, because I'm going to Eras later this year, which I think I've talked about it, but is going to be the man themed. Like I got the blazer, so pumped.
Can't wait.
Sometimes I forget I'm going to that because it's so far away. Pumped.
I'm excited for you.
Yeah. All right.
Back to motorsports. Sidetracked there. I'm so sorry. Well, I'm not actually sorry.
No.
We can talk about Christian Horner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but to our knowledge right now, well, first of all, it's all allegations. I want to make that very clear. That nothing is,
and it's ongoing,
concrete. Yeah, it's an ongoing investigation. It's all alleged.
Also, there hasn't been any trials. They've just had like interviews.
No. Yes. However, I think there was some discourse that was very wrong when it first came out, and I'm not gonna say what it was, but it's since been debunked.
Okay.
It sounds like the allegations are about what are the words they used? It's about his management style, like a very.
It said Horner's being accused of inappropriate controlling behavior.
Controlling management style. Yeah, that's what I heard. Okay, so that is different than what we originally heard when it dropped, which it's just.
Yes.
I'm not even gonna bring it up, but this is what is alleged right now, and yeah. There's an investigation.
I think it's interesting that it's Red Bull.
Yes.
That kind of spearheaded this investigation, not Red Bull Racing.
Yes.
Like the parent company felt the need to get involved as if they were like seeing, or maybe this allegation or whatever this employee or former employee accused Horner of doing wasn't handled properly by Red Bull Racing. And so somehow it got back to Red Bull and they were like, well, no, now we have to step in.
Well, I'm just thinking, who is above Christian Horner within Red Bull Racing?
God, I don't know. I don't think anyone.
He's the team principal.
Who owns Red Bull Racing?
But Red Bull owns Red Bull Racing, right? They don't just own the likeness. Like, don't they own the team? Because then the two people that you're going to if you have a problem.
Red Bull.
At the head.
It just says Red Bull.
Yeah.
Yep.
So the two people that you're going to if you have a problem within Red Bull Racing would be Christian Horner and Helmut Marko. And if you have a problem with either two of those people, who do you go to? I too would go to
Red Bull,
the parent company, or maybe I'm sure they have Red Bull has like a team, a management team maybe that specializes with Red Bull Racing.
They gotta have HR.
Yeah, an HR department in that way. I too would go there. I think because if you're taking your allegations to the individual, that's just counterintuitive.
I mean, I guess a lot of people are hoping to get answers right away, but this is such an ongoing thing that no one expects it to be concluded by the start of the season.
Yeah, and there's also been reports that he's been advised to step down for the time being.
Yeah, that threw me off. I don't think
that's been
it's not confirmed. Like he's not going to step down until he is told. You can be recommended something left, right, and center, but unless Red Bull actually gets involved and says you have to step down for the time being, he's not going to.
Right. Yeah, I do wonder whether Christian will be within the paddock.
I don't know.
A couple races into the season.
He maintains his innocence is what he says. And he says that he denies all allegations. He had their first interview with like the external specialist carrying out the investigation on Friday, like last Friday, and it said an undisclosed location in London. And I was like, is this a fucking like CIA? Like I don't. Okay, but apparently it lasted more than 8 hours.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I assume if you're coming forward with allegations of inappropriate management style, you've been documenting this for a while.
Like, it's not like they're just going to sit him down and be like, hey, did you do it? Like,
right. So here's my thing is like the victim would have had, I assume, if they've been documenting it for a while, would have had like lists of things that they had to address. So it does make sense that it would be a longer meeting because I'm sure that evidence was being compiled for a while, right? You don't usually just go and allege something that happened once. You've probably documented it for a while. So I'm sure he had to answer to scenario A, scenario B, scenario C. And it sometimes, I can't even remember what I did yesterday. So I'm sure it did take a while to, recall back to those scenarios and kind of relay what you experienced in that moment or what you felt you were doing.
Again, we don't know what these accusations are. I mean, it's nice to see that steps are being taken to get to the bottom of it and pursue like the right actions. We don't have any updates other than that. It's just,
and we probably won't unless he is told to step down and he does so, or unless they've come to a conclusion and
they want to make it public.
Right, they want to make it public. We won't hear anything else for a while. I don't imagine.
Yeah, if we hear anything else, obviously we'll share it. But I think it will be interesting to see Christian in the paddock, or like, maybe
I mean, he'll be asked about this.
Yeah, 100%.
A bunch. If he's, like, I think that's where the sentiment comes from, asking him to take or to step down for or take a leave from the team or whatnot. You know, in every press conference that he takes in the first couple of races, he's going to be asked about this. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They were filming like promo stuff for the RB20, and already there were so many questions, even in just the like headquarters, whatever the fuck it's called. That obviously none of the team could speak to, but the fact that they're there to get ready for RB20 and like that show, and they're still talking, even though Christian Horner's not even there.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. I just think that they think it'll probably be a major, not a distraction in a bad way, but just something that takes away from the racing. And I'm sure that that's not something that the parent company or Red Bull Racing are really interested in. So maybe that's where that's coming from.
Possibly.
Anyways, I think that where people are a little confused, the sentiment that I've seen online is like, you know, Helmut Marko has been caught in so many different controversies for stuff he said over the years, and nothing's ever really that we know of has ever come of that.
He's just had to make like public apologies here and there.
Right. And there's never been like a formal investigation on lots of those things. So I think people are kind of thinking like, this is either something really bad or like...
Or Red Bull is finally realizing like, okay, they've quote unquote gotten away with too much, that we have to step in no matter how serious the situation is. I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah.
Another team in the spotlight right now, Stake F1. So Stake is a online gambling platform. And they're based out of Switzerland, and they are facing potentially a very large fine for breaching Swiss advertising laws against online betting platforms. Stake says that it's in compliance with regulations, and they're planning on or preparing to make certain adaptations for specific races where the laws against online betting is like you can't do it. So I guess at some races last year they had to remove Stake, because Stake was a sponsor last year. They're just now the title sponsor this year. So at some races last year they had to remove it from the livery.
So they're saying that they can't even advertise it in countries where it's not legal, like, because I know that sometimes here we have different American gambling companies that'll say that'll advertise here, but it'll just say only American citizens or citizens of Ontario are able to gamble with this platform. So they're not even allowed to advertise in the countries where it's not legal. That's interesting to me.
Apparently. It says we'll be fully complying with all local applicable laws where stake is prohibited. So gambling advertising is prohibited, and we will use a different name. As of last year, Kick is also one of our most important partners. And so
Kick is a streaming platform, right?
Yeah, streaming platform. Yeah. So where we are not going to race as Stake F1, we'll use a second team name.
Kick F1?
Yeah, I guess so. Is it a streaming platform? I don't actually remember.
I'm pretty sure it's a streaming platform. I am a little confused though, because the money that a company has to pay to be a title sponsor for an F1 team is astronomical. So to know that your name...
Limited as to like how often you can be on that car or like be part of that name. I don't know.
Unless it was like an offer from both Kick and Stake, knowing this is how many times Stake is going to be able to be used, and this is what Kick is going to contribute financially for those races where they would be the kind of title sponsor.
Get a different sponsor.
I know.
Like
I think they're probably thinking this is a very short-term thing. It is.
It is 2 years.
2 years
max. And they're like, whatever.
Yeah.
They're just waiting for Audi to step in.
Okay.
Which I was under the impression that Audi was coming in at 2025.
I thought it was 2025, but it's not. It's 2026.
So where's Carlos going 2025?
Yeah, no,
that's...
Look, we've thrown out a lot of crazy stuff on this podcast.
Oh, apparently Alex is going to Red Bull 2026.
I
know. That rumor just...
I'm just going to say it. Carlos to Mercedes, please.
Could you imagine they do just like a driver swap?
Toto said, after all that happened, it's now the time to do something bold. What would be bolder than taking Carlos?
Take Carlos. Grab him. Just...
He could be your number one at Mercedes.
George, I think, would be so pissed.
You know what?
I don't care.
We're not even talking about George at the moment. I'm going to say something here that's super controversial.
Okay.
Hot take. I like Stake's livery.
You like...
And their driver suits.
The green.
I said what I said.
Okay. I
Notice how you guys are talking about it in the group chat and I said nothing.
You said nothing.
I did not want to be publicly attacked. And I also...
Okay, it's bold. It's bright. Obviously very different than any other livery we've seen. It's giving Shigo from Kim Possible.
I loved Shigo.
You know what? I like how you're looking at this. I like how you're just like, you're pulling the positives from it.
And it's different.
It is
like
different.
How many cars have... I mean, the running
green.
joke online is that everything is black carbon.
Everything's
black carbon. I understand that this is a black and green car. I like the green.
Okay. All right.
It'll be nice on track. Just you wait. All you who are making fun of it will see it on track and be like, wow, it looks pretty sick.
It's going to stand out.
Yeah. Because I'm just thinking of like the team that Devlin raced with in Rolex Daytona.
That's true.
They had like a highlighter green black car. And
it was
like,
really
that's
nice.
Super cool.
And under the lights, like during the night race, like night portion of the race. Okay.
And I liked Callum Ilot's livery when he was racing an IndyCar.
Christian Lundgaard had a green chunk, and I really liked it. That was actually one of my favorite cars on the grid now that I think about it. Kate, Hannah's onto something.
Crush Tracker next week is the Steak F1 car. also, Valtteri with his mustache right now. I've seen a million tweets about him looking like Chick Hicks.
Yes, from Cars. Chick
Hicks.
I think that's his name.
It's not Chuck. It's Chick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Valtteri is Chick Hicks.
Yes, with the
Chick. It doesn't sound right.
Is that his name? We're gonna confirm that. He's the antagonist in Cars.
The antagonist.
He is Chick Hicks. You're right.
It is Chick Hicks. That's Valtteri Bottas.
I saw someone the other day wearing the Lightning McQueen Crocs. Quacks. He's wearing the Lightning McQueen Crocs.
Well, Boston has the glasses.
Yeah.
And I am so jealous.
You know. Okay, the other liveries. Alpine gave us nothing.
Nothing.
They gave us a replica of last year.
Look, I was kind of excited for pink camo.
People are thinking it's going to be the F1 Academy livery.
Oh, I'm so down for that.
Which I would be very much here for. But why would they tease that?
Very weird.
If it's not. Like, you gave us the same car. You didn't even... Remember at the start of the season last year, they had the pink livery for the first few races? They didn't even give us that. They gave us the exact same car they gave us last year. I want pink. I want pink on the grid.
Yeah, me too.
So bad. I was living for the livery last year, those first races. The Haas. I mean, Haas is black and white and a little bit of red. So I'm not surprised that they just took all the carbon. V-carb.
Love V-carb. It's giving Toro Rosso. I love it. Also, Madeline White made me laugh so hard because on her story, she's like, so we're for real calling this team V-carb.
Yeah.
Like,
we don't have a
because she had put out there, she's like, what are we calling this team? We cannot call it Visa Cash App Racing Bull. And
V-carb.
We were like, I think a bunch of people must have responded V-carb because then her next frame was, there's no way we're calling it V-carb. And I mean, shamelessly, I responded, she'll never see it. But I was like, we're calling it Toro Rosso.
It does look a lot like OG Toro Rosso. I think it's very sponsorship heavy. Same with their race suits. Like, it's just...
I don't like the race suits as much.
The white? I like the Williams white race suits.
Yes, me too.
Those are nice.
Yeah.
But the V-carb fireproofs, whatever they're called, I don't... No, the fireproofs are the inside things. Yeah, not the biggest fan, but I mean, it's Danny, Rick, and Yuki, so you can't not love them in anything. So
also, their launch was by far the best launch I've seen.
Yes.
I mean, doing it in Vegas during Super Bowl week is just like genius to begin with.
Yeah.
Like, genius. I saw Michaela was there. She looked freaking amazing in that blue dress.
She looked so good.
Matched the car, matched the whole vibe. She looked awesome. Some of my favorite influencers were there too, so I was kind of like just living through their stories. But also, like, sometimes when I watch it, I'm like, you don't know what's going on.
I know.
Like, it really does still like irk me a bit. It's like,
you don't know
I love this for you. I really like, you look amazing. I'm glad that you're enjoying the event, but like, you don't know what's going on.
It's fine. Whatever. I had a question about McLaren's livery. They've already released it.
Yeah.
They're still doing a launch.
They are?
Yeah.
Well, I think that it's a big sponsorship thing, right? Like,
I guess, like, just like the party.
They have to, like, host something.
Think we'll ever get invited to launch?
Let's manifest it. You won't, but I will.
I will. Are you kidding me? I want to go to launch so bad. I was just trying to think. I'm like, there's no Canadian launches.
No. Aston would have such a good launch too in Montreal.
If they did Montreal, oh my god, I know, but no, they're UK based.
I know, but
so
they seriously would.
Mm-hmm.
Like, not just the Lance connection, but like just the fact that, like, I mean, Lawrence is his dad, and also the
Canadian. It's
the
pretty much a Canadian
within
team.
Montreal in F1 is huge. So there's really, I mean, they should look at that. Like, we've got enough UK teams.
Aston Martin, do a Canadian launch party.
We'll even do you a favor, and we'll be there.
Yeah. It's like, where the fuck are you going with this? I'm like, but yeah, we'll be there. No worries. You don't even like. Don't worry about it. Like, we'll just show up. Like, we got that covered.
I
What?
Sometimes I forget how conceited I can sound when I say certain things, but I was just about to say, oh, I would look so good in that Aston Martin green.
Well, I can't point whatever they're.
My Stanley is that color. That green is my favorite color. So
that's my favorite color.
Yeah,
I would look so good with an Aston Martin driver, I think.
I knew that was coming. Moving on.
I love that man.
That's so all much. The cars, hey?
Williams. They had like the royal blue, and it's really nice.
I do like Williams.
The reason why, okay, just to clarify, the reason why teams aren't using as much paint as they have in the past is because paint is heavy and they want to save as much weight as they can. So they avoid using paint if they can, which makes me mad. I want a pink car. That's it. Whatever. It's fine.
Oh, you know what? There's such a missed sponsorship opportunity last year with Alpine with the Barbie movie.
Right?
You know what? Not to pretend like I know anything, but I assume maybe like there was the strike going on all last summer. Maybe that's why. But it would have been such not that Barbie needed any more publicity, but
whose car was it? An IndyCar. Scott Dixon? Was it? Or McLaughlin? I don't know which driver it was, but they had a livery when a Taylor Swift album came out.
No.
Yes.
Taylor Swift's team is not sponsoring an IndyCar.
I'm so serious. IndyCar.
I think you got memed.
No, I did not. Taylor Swift appeared on a car driven by IndyCar champion Tony Kanaan during the Detroit IndyCar doubleheader weekend.
When?
The sponsorship was tied to her fourth tour, 1989 World Tour, which had just begun earlier that month. So it was only a one-off livery. But And
it was with TK? That's hilarious. Oh my God.
Like, this isn't a joke. And I think people were pretty pissed about it. But I mean the same reason with like Taylor Swift.
We're dealing with that, like,
but
yeah.
I want that. Give me that. But yeah, that's like that actually happened.
Okay, well, it makes more sense to me that it was an older album, but still.
Yeah, she wouldn't need to do it now.
That is hilarious.
Yeah.
And the fact that it was TK is even funnier.
I know. Isn't it so good? It's great.
So good.
I know. The Air McLaren car launches. They're so pretty.
Oh, I love them all.
I can't stop looking at them. Like, I'm obsessed.
I love them all.
They know how to use paint.
I just love how you can tell they're a team because they look the same. Like, the papaya's in the same spot on all three of them. And then it's just the accent color that's different. I love it. I think Rossi's is my fave.
The white and the papaya? I like it too.
David, we love you so much.
Sorry. But I think Rossi's
I love them all,
is my favorite.
But Rossi's is my favorite.
Anyway. Okay. Sorry, I forgot about this. Ferrari race suits. It's giving McDonald's.
Oh, yeah. No, I don't think so.
The red and the yellow?
It's not red and yellow.
It is red and yellow. Hannah.
No, it's not.
Hannah.
It's not.
Hannah.
It's red and white.
It's not.
Okay. You can't really... Like, at first glance, I didn't even notice the yellow.
I noticed the yellow.
These are better than last year's McDonald's suits.
That's when it was purely red and yellow.
Yeah.
I get having the yellow because it's Ferrari. Like, that's on the crest. But I just feel like those two colors don't work well together.
Primary colors. I don't know. They're gonna look the same, just like slightly different.
I know.
It is what it is. Charles and Carlos are gonna look awesome.
Do you remember when they had the black fireproofs with the yellow suits?
No.
I liked that. That was like 2 years ago.
I mean, I think like a black suit is just like the nicest that you can get. Like, that's why I love the Mercedes suits. But anyways.
No other team is going to do that.
No.
No, we got white suits, which was...
white suits are weird too.
Actually, that's a good little segue to Mercedes. So I was looking into Bono to see if he could go follow Lewis. He, from what I found, is tied to Mercedes until the final race of this season. So Abu Dhabi, December 8th.
Well, that's as long as Lewis is tied to this team.
Exactly. So they're saying that it would make for a very tight transition in terms of the leave and then the switch over to Ferrari. But I'm like, isn't that what Lewis is doing anyway? Like, how come it's just a tight transition for Bono when...
No, it would be the same. Because
be the same.
If he knows ahead of time, which he would, that he's leaving and following Lewis, then you can prepare as much as you need to in that.
But then what would happen to Ricardo, which is Carlos's engineer?
It's interesting that the engineers themselves have contracts with the team because they do seem more like their personal drivers, engineers. So I thought before all this had happened that you get the driver, you get their engineer. And that's just not the case.
Not the case.
But I almost feel like that makes more sense because, you can't imagine Lewis without Bono. So.
I don't know. I think he'll go to Ferrari.
I think so too.
I think we'll end up seeing Bono at Ferrari.
Maybe he's starting his Duolingo now. We talked about it like a little bit, but Pato at New York Fashion Week.
Is
giving right now.
He is my favorite person. He's my favorite person.
He is so much. This sounds so stupid. He's like so much more than a race car driver. He either has the most amazing PR team ever, or him and Elba just like they're like, we're a duo in this, and we're just gonna go do it all.
Oh my god, Elba looks so good at
She
Fashion
looks
Week.
So good.
I'm obsessed with all of her like street style.
I know, like his pictures in the car were so good. Like yeah.
I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with him. There's a reason why he's on my Crush Tracker almost every week. I wonder who will like actually top Crush Tracker by the end of the season.
You're keeping track, right?
I am keeping track.
Yeah, just so you all know, there's on our Instagram page, there is a story highlight where we are keeping track each week based on points.
So right now, Pato is in the lead. I have not added today's points on, but Pato is in the lead with 6. Lando is close behind with 5. So I think Pato is still in the lead. He would be after this.
Oh, did you see Max when he was asked about the car launch on his Twitch and he was like, it's going to look the same?
I love that man. like he's
just so real.
He's so real. He posts on Instagram. He never ever posts anything. It was like a nice photo shoot.
What?
Like
that's Kelly's idea. Oh yeah.
Like he looks, I mean, I think it's what? Oh yeah, it's AlphaTauri, so it's got to be, it's branded. It's not like he won't probably wanted to, but
Model Max. You changed your Instagram handle.
I did change my Instagram handle.
Why?
Trying to do a rebrand.
Yeah.
And that was part of it.
So also, when I saw you change your Instagram handle, I did click on your profile, and I hadn't been on there in a while. And was your feed always almost entirely like race stuff?
My feed?
Yeah. Or did you delete some stuff to make it look like it was
archive a lot of stuff almost weekly? Because
I was like, wow, that's a lot of like podcast stuff. I don't think there's like one post on my personal grid. There's one. There
are about 4 podcast stuff in a row almost. But I have archived photos in between that.
I see.
So, but yeah, no, I did change it. If you follow me on my personal Instagram, I don't know how many of you would, but I do fit checks daily.
Yeah, this is new.
On my story. They're so fun though. They're so fun. And it makes me want to dress better.
Props to you, because I would love to do that, but I would be too embarrassed.
See, I am very embarrassed when I do it. And so I kind of do it inside sometimes, but the times I do it outside, it's helped me build my confidence.
That's amazing.
And I want to start trying to post more regularly on my personal. So with the
I
reels.
Literally said to my mom 2 days ago, I was like, I need someone to do a photo shoot with me, because if you look at my Instagram, I don't look like her. Like we need some updated headshots or something.
Honest to God, I do too. I really do. Well, all my photos are like mirror selfies,
I love a mirror selfie so much.
But I can't. But my last two,
they can't entirely be mirror selfies.
My last 2 have been mirror selfies, so I need to figure out something else to post. But anyway, trying to do a rebrand, trying to, I don't know. And I also changed my personal TikTok to like the same thing.
Did you really?
Mm-hmm.
No more Infinity M.
No more Infinity M. So that's
She'll live on.
She'll live on. So I don't know. Go follow my. This is a plug. Go follow me on my Instagram. It's emmano.vac. Because Emma, no, it just kills me. Oh my god, we didn't talk about Callie.
Yes.
So our dear friend Callie.
The fact that we're even friends with her, I'm like,
I love her.
She's just too cool for us.
She's amazing. Callie is.
Wait, let's look at it. Let's see what's on her LinkedIn, and we'll say that.
Okay.
So Callie's official title, because I don't think that we knew it.
I don't think we knew it either.
According to her LinkedIn, is Brand Public Relations Manager at Molson Coors, which is a parent company of Peroni. Yeah.
Peroni is now the title sponsor, or not the title sponsor, but like major sponsor for Ferrari.
Right. They were a sponsor of Aston Martin for years, and now they are a sponsor with Ferrari.
And our dear friend Callie got to go to Italy. Got to talk to Charles motherfucking Leclerc.
The funniest part to me is that, so she posts the picture of her and Charles, because they were at a lunch, I believe.
If you're on YouTube, we're going to post it here.
She posts a picture of her and Charles on her personal.
Yeah.
Kelly has lots of followers, but like the Charles girlies
on Twitter,
put it
Instagram.
To Twitter.
They all found it.
They found it immediately. I don't understand. Like, okay, Charles is tagged in Callie's photo, but how do people just find Callie's Instagram? Mm-hmm. And it's the last photo on her slideshow.
You have to search
pictures. And then they how do you know that she just posted a picture with him? It's crazy.
I don't know. They were on top of it.
Like, huge props, but
she looked so good.
Oh yeah, she looked good. He looked good. Their colors were like matching. Like, she was wearing blue, he was wearing blue.
She was gonna wear red, decided against it.
Yeah.
Thank God she went with the blue.
Yeah.
They coordinated so nicely.
Yeah.
And we were just living through her this week. Because she got to talk to Charles.
Yeah.
Like that. Oh, and she ran into Arthur.
Yeah, yeah.
Who has a new girlfriend.
We knew that, though.
Yeah.
I don't know if I said it on the podcast, but I did see many TikToks of Arthur and his new girlfriend.
So he was in the racing simulator. Is that what she said? That Arthur Leclerc was in the racing simulator. Was his girlfriend just like standing there watching? Like, is that...
At least Charlotte used to get in the sim with Charles.
Fun date idea, I guess. Just like watching your boyfriend play video games. That's what it's giving.
That's my nightmare, actually. Yeah, that's... I don't know. Maybe we'll have to ask her.
Okay.
Now, I guess we can just tease this here for a quick sec. I don't know who's going to be as excited as we are, but we are actually going to have Callie and our friend Boston back on next week. Not so Callie can tell us all about her trip. There's things that she can't tell anybody about on her trip, but so that we can do our F1 bingo cards.
F1 bingo.
Yes.
I'm so excited.
We're so excited. This is something we've been planning for a little while. It's just chaotic when you get 4 girls on Zoom. Like, yeah. I do struggle, or I worry a little bit about how long the episode will be.
We are it's an hour tops. That's it. That's all we have.
That's crazy. We have to go an hour 20.
Editing takes so long. We are capping it at an hour. If your bingo card is not done, that is not my problem. I am capping it at an hour.
Okay, we'll have to sort the logistics.
That's the logistics. It's sorted. I don't think this isn't.
Okay, so I'll work on Emma.
An hour.
Look, I understand that.
I'm sorry for yelling.
No, it's okay. I understand that the editing takes long. I totally thank you so much for doing that. I don't think it's even humanly possible for us to keep our conversation to an hour.
Okay, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Now, we are going to be, I think that we should create one Track Talk bingo card so that all of our listeners can play along with us for this season instead of it being individual. Personally.
Oh, I want to create my own.
Okay. But don't you think that having one Track Talk one for, like, we can't do all 4. We can't do one for you, one for me, one for Callie, one for Boston.
We could do an Indy and an F1.
Sure. Love it.
Yeah.
Great idea. We'll do an Indy bingo card and we'll do an F1 bingo card. I think that maybe we'll just do the F1 bingo card with our dear gals, Callie and Boston. And then maybe we can have a fun IndyCar friend on for the IndyCar one.
Oh my God.
I have someone in mind.
Okay.
But yes, so that's going to be coming out in the next couple of weeks. We're super excited. I've never been so excited for an episode in my life.
I know. I'm excited to get Boston and Callie.
Yeah.
On the episode.
Yes.
They are Track Talk as well, pretty much.
Yes.
We talk about them a lot.
We do.
On the show. So It makes sense. Also, the shirt, if you're watching on YouTube, the shirt Hannah is wearing was the designed by Boston. Can you show the back? I don't know, maybe. The the paint, it's giving Microsoft Paint.
Not for sale.
Not for sale.
Exclusive drop only.
Limited edition.
And by limited edition, I mean Boston made them as Christmas presents for Emma and I.
Yeah. But no, the design was the inspiration for our actual shirt that we have. Also, you should be getting your merch hopefully soon.
Some people have already got it.
Yeah.
I know that people in the US got it a lot faster just because it's shipped from the US. So USPS dropped them off, a couple off yesterday. If you haven't got them yet, they are on their way. We are so excited. Please show us your pictures.
Tag us. We'll repost.
I would love to see what kind of friendship bracelets everybody got because there's a couple different designs. Because our slogan on our t-shirt is Fed by Delusion. I commissioned my dear friend Casey. Thank you so much, Casey, for making these bracelets for us. We love you so much. You did such a good job. But Fed by Delusion does not fit on a bracelet.
Fed by Delulu.
So Fed by Delulu does. Mm-hmm. And also it's saved on the tees.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'd love to see what bracelets everybody got. I'm so excited for everyone to get their merch. I'm excited to get my own merch because we have the samples currently and we don't have the original thing.
They're coming. They're on their way. I got the shipping email. This was yet another recap of everything that's been going on, which has been a lot, but it's okay.
We are Track Talk.
Good ciao for now.